So, the kingdom of heaven is compared to a man who's a landowner who wakes up early in the morning to go and hire people in his vineyard. And about the third or fourth hour of the day, he goes out into the marketplace to hire people and agrees upon a wage, which he will hire these people to work in his vineyard. And then about the sixth hour of the day, he returns to the marketplace, having been to his vineyard, and goes to hire people again, agreeing upon a wage. And once again, at the ninth hour of the day, he goes out into the marketplace, finding people, and they're just standing there. So he says, "Hey, why are you just standing here in the marketplaces?" And they, "Oh, no one hired us." They say no one has hired us, so we're just standing here. He says, you two go into the vineyard, and I'll give you what's right. So about the 11th hour of the day, he calls to his steward. He says, "Here, give all these men their wages, starting with the last up into the first." And so when the people who were hired early in the morning saw that those who had only worked a couple hours were getting paid the same wage that they agreed upon, they expected that they would be getting paid more. So when they find out that their wage is the exact same that they agreed upon, they're upset about how these fellows had barely worked at all, and they got made equal to us, who've borne the burden of the day. So the landowner says to him, "You have what is yours, take it and go. This is what we agreed upon. Or do you begrudge my generosity? I choose to give to those as I will." So in that parable, I had a lot of the time taken it as I'm up at like 5 or 6 in the morning to spend maybe 3 hours of meditation, preparedness, to go ahead and like write a few cards to hand out for the kingdom of heaven, get on my computer and do stuff, make sure that I meditate, have some tea sometimes, brush my teeth, and then by 6 a.m., well, not 6 a.m., 9 a.m., from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., I'll then be ready to go out into the marketplaces hiring people for the kingdom of heaven. And now it's about 10 o'clock, which is the latest I would usually ever be going out to do such a thing, to share God's message with people. But today, I've decided that I'm going to take Jesus' yoke upon me, because I'm highly burdened, and he will give me rest. I heard that commandment last night. They broke my neck into many pieces when I was preaching, and in Virginia Beach, like a gay dude and a homeless chick had come and attacked me, and I had swords on me, so I just like whipped out the swords, and I didn't hit anyone or nothing, but like when the police came, obviously the guy with the swords is the problem, though I was actually a victim of a hate crime because of gays, which isn't the only time that happens. It happens a lot with them, especially when they find out you're talking about God. Anyway, they set me absolutely free from that after breaking my ribs and holding me captive for 6 months, and did not give me any court whatsoever. They snapped my neck over a chair several times, and sometimes I just plain pass out now. It's like something in my brainstem and my bones is clicking, and it just makes me go to sleep. So I carry what gear I need to survive, and I'm honestly just like, maybe I will stay in this tent all day, except for when I go turn in some paperwork down the street, like a 20-minute walk, and I'll like wash my hair. I could do this for a week. I think I'll do it for a week. Just like not even care too much about going to share the gospel, but take his yoke and be unburdened and given rest. Like, I can make tea. I like to make tea. I can go do that. So it's one of the things about following after Jesus that I've kind of neglected, is to take his yoke. He literally will pop a squat down onto the concrete in the middle of the street because he wants to go take a nap. So he'll do it anywhere, from what I know, like from my conversations with. He puts me in my place. He's like, you know, I'll just like pop down anywhere when I'm tired, right? Jesus Christ, of course you will. But I still want to go ahead and get involved in school, so that's really my only priorities. Maybe finding by August what I'll be doing for school here in New York, so that I can go into biomedical engineering in the next coming semesters. I have to pick up courses on physics and calculus, which I did in high school, but I need calculus 2, and I need calculus-based physics, which I did like physics A, B, and I guess that's physics C. So I get to go to my old college now, and then after this semester, as long as I've got like good grades, which I do, I had like a 3.8, I'll be able to carry that over to a school named Stony Brook for biomedical engineering. I thought I'd just be able to hop into Stony Brook, but they want me to actually be a transfer student, not a freshman, because I do have 1 semester of college. So now I'll have 2 semesters of college and transfer there. And it'll be a lot different. It'll be the commandment to work for the bread that grants immortal, eternal life, and be holier than the writers of religion and religious teachers. I just like love rubbing my feet sometimes. One of my favorite things to do, actually. But I mean, it's kind of nice. I found a secluded place. A lot of people have suggested I just go get a tent and pop it up somewhere in a secluded place. I didn't really do that, but with me trying to fill out forms and paperwork and all that, being in the middle of nowhere in Long Island, I just found this as a good option because I was tired. I'm like, I'm gonna spend like a week doing this. They totally bent and broke me. I have like 9 lawsuits against the United States government for racial and religious hate crimes and defying my civil rights because I'm a Jew who works as a preacher. And honestly, most recently when they broke my ribs and snapped my neck, it was because Black Lives Matter. They had a whole bunch of only black people working there, and I was obviously like talking about how Jewish people are the holy race come to save the world according to Jesus. So that wasn't liked very much because we're living in these kind of times where you can rile up the masses with any type of message that will put conflict into each other. And truly, when the Democrats are fighting against the Republicans, as your politician, I tell you, this diversity makes us stronger and propels the American dream. It unites us that we have a fighting union. For if we didn't fight, we wouldn't be the strongest of all the nations. But we're not really the strongest. From a video I was watching last night, sure, we've got enough firepower to take them down, anyone we want. But if they decide to just go ahead and do what we would do to them, you know, any one or two, maybe three of the nations, Russia, China, let's go ahead and add in France, they decide to do some stuff like that, and they actually get past their defense, because like all you have to do is have one loophole in someone's computer where you can bypass some sort of security feature in order to do what they do to us all the time, and have proven they can do time and again, bypass the defense, then our only option is to blow up the whole fucking world. Unless we decide not to. But I'm probably just gonna say you should take Jesus' yoke. Sell your treasures, give to the poor, come follow after him preaching the gospel. You'll be able to read the Bible along the way if you want, in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, where Jesus' words are found. Also, he's found in Acts and Revelation as well, which is the instructions to the servants. It used to be called the book Apocalypse. You could actually do this as a job, where you just lay around and read the Bible and then tell people about it. I had done a lot more than that as an apostle, but that was the basics of when I started living by faith at this channel in 2016, 2018 area. Though I'd been doing work for Christ ever since high school even. It's just some tasty mustache wax. Like I said, I just wanted to sleep in all day, which I might. I have a meeting with college at 2. And that's about it. Aside from turning in some paperwork. This mustache wax has not worked out as well as other waxes have. It needs constant reapplication. It's like everything in the world is getting like that. Anyway, I may just do a whole lot of sleeping, some exercise, crunches, push-ups, meditation, brew some tea, and spend about a week doing like nothing. Once I turn in these pieces of paperwork, we don't worry about where we get food. We seek God's kingdom, and you people who do not work for God are considered sinners. If you don't work for only God, then it's kind of disobedience to the commandment, worship and serve only God. And so what if you people who sold your souls to men to become servants instead give what is theirs to the people who do serve God? From the heavenly perspective, if you don't want to serve God, it's the best you can do. Go ahead and serve those who serve God. Which is why people go to church, pay the tithe, give the extra stuff, say what's right, and then don't go share the gospel. They're just like damned. But they're paying less in hell because they're paying the priest. Yep. So, physicists, chemists, biologists, like all my books kind of entail, and those who preach are all people with faithful jobs. I'll show you the kind of books I'm into. There's a few more, aside from these ones, which are entailing of like the nature of reality and people who have had faithful works in the world. Yeah, Chaos, which was kind of like someone creating computer science back in the day, referring to this level of unknown calculations being put into the computers as a level of godhood. where you would very much yourselves be able to recreate reality a long time ago, which we do nowadays pretty simply. And then this one's also Order Out of Chaos. This one's amazing. Man's New Dialogue with Nature. It starts talking about how Sir Isaac Newton was actually the Moses of the scientific revolution and laying down the laws, and starts breaking down awesome analogies and songs and beauty about how the world is, how can I put it, but some beautiful ether under God being put into great power for man. That's Order Out of Chaos, Man's New Dialogue with Nature. These two I think are great. This one I haven't come into yet at all. But in the rainforests of Peru, an ancient manuscript has been discovered. Within its pages are 9 key insights into life itself, insights each human being is predicted to grasp sequentially. One insight, then another, as we move toward a completely spiritual culture on Earth, this Celestine prophecy and adventure. But this one actually claims that the book was written in the spirit before it was written. And you can actually see the words change probably when they refer to things like immortality. And it's amazing because it's not just a physical book, it's this book actually has a supreme quality of nature that they address early on in the book. Order Out of Chaos, Man's New Dialogue with Nature. And then I've got medical books here, and biology and biochem books too. So, you know, I gotta be holier than religious teachers. You know that I am. I got a Bible too. I should just do a whole lot of rest and spend the week here reading books and eating and sleeping. Honestly, I've done stuff like this for like 10 years, but I overburdened myself going to try and help and teach you people and show you the way and give you free stuff. Like this is filled with how to make your own anti-smoking kits. Filled with it. I just gave away like $900 of stuff like that. How to make your own diapers from cloth with cotton balls in them so that you can rewash them and don't spend money on diapers, and you just oil them up and they're nice and cute and better and they don't smell terrible. Like, all you sinners wipe your children's butt with this terrible stuff. Like, I need to help them because they're hurting my nostrils. I would not make my kids smell like that. Use some soap, use some water. Seriously, don't even use those disposable diapers. Just make these diapers and wash them. But I recognize sinners' lives don't understand. They didn't get good grades in school. They did not move on to faithful jobs. They are not good people. They are not the people honoring your family would put you around. Servant job people, serving you the food is like, sure, be kind to them if you like, but they serve you food. You know? Anyway, just thought I'd say how I'm probably not going to do jack nothings for a while. Maybe about a week as I'm getting in touch with rentals, because I plan to actually rent a place now, since it's hard to study when you're on the run from the government because you preach God. Anyway, Jesus said, take my yoke. It's no joke. You'll get rest. I'm about to be like that. JC13.